Good evening, Dungeon Masters, I'm Baron Durab. Dragons, being the titular monster of the game, should be one of the most challenging combat encounters in the D&D multiverse. Yet players quickly learn that its most terrifying ability, the breath weapon, largely becomes inert if they just spread out. But what if I told you that was the whole point? By studying a few animal behaviors, we can use some bio-mimicry to design a terrifying dragon playbook. To do this, we will learn why the breath weapon is not the primary method of attack, how the dragon would leverage its aerial advantage, and discuss what the dragon would do to mitigate its most debilitating weaknesses. So, let's get into it. There aren't many creatures in the animal kingdom with ranged abilities, but when they do occur, they typically are used to maintain space. Tarantulas have an ability to shoot hairs from their backs as rash-inducing barbs. Skunks will spray noxious fluids from their scent glands, and similarly, some varieties of ants will vomit acid on predatory birds to keep them at bay. The regal horned lizard even ejects a stream of blood from its eye to scare off predators. In all cases, these mechanisms are designed to put space between the animal and the ranged target. Therefore, a dragon's breath weapon should be framed the same way. The breath weapon's potent damage is just means to an end. It's designed to trick the players into doing the very thing they know not to do: split the party. When the players scatter like roaches after turning the lights on, it sets up the dragon to focus its attacks on one character at a time. If we want to devise an aerial combat playbook using some biomimicry, we don't need to look any further than the golden eagle. This terrifying raptor uses its phenomenal perception, razor-sharp claws, and powerful wings to deliver its attacks. Interestingly, when its prey is quite a bit larger or too defensible to kill on impact, it turns to its secret weapon for the kill: gravity. Golden eagles are known to pick up tortoises, fly them to dangerous heights, and drop them on the ground. Even more impressive, these predators will even take on creatures 15 times their body weight and drag them over a cliff. This is how dragons would fight. Like the golden eagle, the dragon has a perception that is beyond compare. Couple that with its high intelligence, and we can assume that the dragon will analyze any situation quickly from a distance. One glance at a party, and the dragon will identify magic items, holy symbols, and spell focuses equipped, armor worn, and weapons carried. In a split second, it will know the class, background, heritage, and social media posts of its prospective victims. With information gathered, the dragon would then close the gap and use its breath weapon to break up the party. Once the dragon has created some spacing, it will then focus its attack on a single target. With multi-attack, the dragon has 3 opportunities to succeed grappling. To add insult to injury, its multi-attack also grants it the use of its frightening ability, preventing characters from approaching once the dragon is engaged. Tactically ending its turn with its quarry grappled, the dragon will use its legendary action to create further spacing and fly up and away with its grappled victim in tow. Watch as your players' jaws drop when they realize what's about to happen. Already 40 feet into the air, the grappled character only gets one opportunity for an escape check before they are hoisted an additional 120 feet. Fully airborne, the dragon's prey receives another 5 attacks. This keeps up until the character drops to 0 HP. Once the character is on death saves, the dragon can simply let go. This is the big payoff. All those move actions to stay out of range of the other characters were also investments into falling damage. Every turn the dragon moves 120 feet higher into the air, it also stores up 45 damage in kinetic energy. No attack roll, no save, 12d6 falling damage. Just in case you're curious about how fast a character would fall out of the sky, I've done the recreational trigonometry for you. It's about 500 feet on the first turn and 1,000 feet each turn after that. Humanoids hit terminal velocity in about 12 seconds. Once the character falls to its death, the dragon will identify its next target, will likely have its breath weapon recharged, and will start the attack sequence all over again. So if the dragon is going to breathe, lift, drop, and repeat, it holds that the dragon would also be picky about what order it attacks the characters. The dragon will observe which characters in the party have a holy symbol, and firstly, go for the one with the mace. That's the cleric. The clerics usually have mediocre investment into strength and dexterity, minimal damage output, and very seldom will have spells to help them out of this kind of situation. Moreover, this character can keep the other party members alive. By first ripping open this self-healing tin can, the dragon can force the cleric to choose between healing themselves or weakly trying to escape the dragon's grasp. Either way, they waste their action and sign on for an additional 12d6 falling damage as a gift from the future. Once grappled, 2 rounds of flight is enough to kill almost any cleric. Once the healer in the party is dispatched, it's on to the rogue. One more quick blast with the breath weapon and a snatch, a claw, and a bite should be enough to terminate the thief in 1 round of flight. Rogues don't have many hit points, but it does have ranged attacks with high damage output that will never run out, unlike the wizard. By this point, the remaining characters will likely have limited ranged attack and spell options, so the dragon may be content to just circle and strafe the remaining characters, hitting them with its breath weapon as it recharges. Now there is one party member, however, that the dragon is terrified of: the druid. The existence of the druid is the greatest insult to a dragon's sense of pride. Every tool the dragon has at its disposal, the druid has a solution for. Druids cast spells like Sleet Storm, which are notorious for shutting down a dragon's movement. Trapped in one of these spells, a dragon will be knocked prone to the ground, giving the paladin opportunity to get in a few good smites. The dragon is going to do everything it can to avoid the 150-foot range of a Sleet Storm spell, and if needed, it will burn every legendary resistance it has to get out of range. The dragon has a poor dexterity and flies just slow enough to likely need 2 legendary saves to just make it to freedom. For the value of a single spell cast, that's extremely effective. Worse still, picking up a druid for a drop kill is basically pointless. The druid can shift into an animal form to get free hit points, and at higher levels can just turn into a bird once the dragon lets go. It's said that a level 17 druid can take on Tiamat one-on-one and win handily for these reasons. So how does a dragon deal with a druid? Simply put, it shouldn't. It needs to focus on splitting the party and antagonizing the druid into burning off its expendable resources. Force the druid to chase down the dragon while keeping just out of range. Alternatively, the dragon should try to lure a character away from the druid's area of threat. If the dragon can't get a hold of the cleric because it's staying too close to the druid, the wizard or the rogue are decent first targets as well. As a final point, dragons should always fly away from a losing fight, except for when it's in their lair. It's worth dying to protect the treasure, but if a dragon has to die, it's definitely going to take a character with it. If falling damage to a humanoid is 1d6 per 10 feet dropped, then a bit more recreational math says that a medium creature falling on a humanoid should do the same damage. Multiplying that figure by 3 times the difference in size categories, and you'll get to a good approximation of the right amount of damage for a dragon falling. The dead weight of a huge dragon falling 40 feet onto a character would likely result in 18d6 damage. It would turn the character into a crater. I'll link to a chart to make this easy in the description. With a little biomimicry, we're able to combine the behaviors of a horned lizard and a golden eagle to create an effective dragon combat plan. Use the breath weapon as a spacing mechanism. Use the dragon's strength and fly speed to lift characters away from the party, and use gravity to deal the final blow to a character. Rinse and repeat as necessary. Lastly, the dragon will always run if it thinks its life is truly threatened and its treasure hoard is not on the line. Thanks for watching, Dungeon Masters, and until next time, good night.